Just recently, Amtrak put out a formal request for manufacturers to bid on the contract to build their new single-level passenger car set to replace the Superliners. They've showcased concept designs in this slideshow from July 2025 and this YouTube video from April 2026. Based on my experiences riding in the Amfleets, Horizons, Superliners, Viewliners, and Venture cars, I want to give my thoughts, theorize a bit, and see what all of you think about these designs. Right off the bat, let's address an elephant in the room that is the announcement video. While the interior design and 3D renders were created by actual human artists, the movement and people seen in the renderings were generated using AI. You really notice it with how smudged and unnatural some of the finer details look, and the terrain has that iconic AI-generated blurriness to it. Like, bro, what's going on with your face? And girl, how many laces do your shoes have? It's all just a bit cheaper and blurrier looking compared to the Amtrak Aero reveal, which was sharply rendered with some kind of 3D modeling software. Sure, this is just a concept design and a first look, but when Amtrak has been so willing to hire indie artists or use human-made renderings before, why use AI here? Because, like, this is a big reveal, and you've got a lot of eyes on it. Plus, it's the largest passenger car replacement in Amtrak's history. I'm glad Amtrak at least acknowledged the fact they were using AI, and I am aware that AI does have its place in the world, just not with art. I say this out of love, not hate, because Amtrak can and has done better. But I digress. Let's get into the actual design. In February 2026, Amtrak canceled plans for new bi-levels due to complications with the designs, and instead went with a standardized single-level car fleet, which, yeah, it's a smart move. Let's say a Viewliner sleeper is damaged. Well, you can't replace it with a Superliner because of the height restrictions on the East Coast, so hopefully this will lessen the amount of equipment shortages Amtrak's been plagued with recently. It'll be sad to see the Superliners go for sure, but I'd rather have a functional and hopefully comfortable train than no train at all. Aesthetically, I think all of the interiors look great. They chose a lovely color palette that's modern, inviting, and cozy. Of course, you have Amtrak's signature blue draped over the doors, seats, and walls, some white and light gray to brighten up the corridors, and plenty of wood veneering. It looks stylish and premium in the Superliners and Viewliner 2s, and it looks just as fantastic with these new cars. And based on the sleeping car's window design, I think Amtrak's taking a lot of cues from the Viewliners. The wood just has a nice warm and cozy vibe, and it's very inviting, which I think is pretty important when it's going to be your home on rails for a few days. The wood adds some much needed contrast to the kind of mundane blue and gray interiors we've gotten recently. But ooh! Can I please talk to whoever designed the lounge car? They cooked with this design! The natural warm color palette paired with the wood is just, chef's kiss. It's a very cozy looking atmosphere to soak in natural landscapes, and the seating arrangement is styled like lounge cars from the mid-20th century. I like the Superliners, they're brilliant. But I like this. It's a nostalgic setup with contemporary styling. Make the lighting a bit warmer, add some outlets, and I'd say it's good to go. I also hope the tables are a little bigger and that some of the seats face the windows like the Sightseer Lounge, but if not, I can live without it. As cool as a modern dome car would have been, I imagine height restrictions would be an issue, so we got something that you could probably compare to a Seaboard Sun Lounge. This render looks like it could be the dining car. I love the red seats, it pairs well with the lounge colors, but add in a nice white tablecloth, some cozy warm lighting, a flower vase, unique menu designs for each row, and you're golden. For brownie points, bring back lighted drum heads on the rear car. This two-person roomette is set up similar to a Viewliner and looks great. You've got outlets for both people, I think there's a pull-down shade to cover the window, sync and light controls, and the seats look like they've got plenty of cushioning, honestly maybe even more than the current cars. The upper bunk appears to slide down these railings, and I'm hoping the mattresses are thicker and softer because the current ones are pretty hard. When I rode the Texas Eagle and Cardinal, I just slept on the seat cushions because they were more comfortable. I'm questioning the stability of this hollow step though that leads up to the upper bunk. I feel like it should be a solid step because I can see this snapping down the middle or someone's foot getting caught in the opening. Interestingly, Amtrak is looking to introduce a solo suite as denoted by this image's file name. You've got all the typical room features and what appears to be a new luggage rack, but instead of a second chair on the opposite side, you have a slide-out table above a small cushion and a shade that reveals a mirror. I have to wonder, is this going to be marketed as a more affordable sleeping accommodation? The accessible room of course has more floor space for a wheelchair, a speaker for announcements, and some other room-related controls which I'm sure are going to be in the other suites. Overall, it seems like the rooms have a similar amount of space as the Viewliners. The cafe car has a round countertop and a digital menu display similar to the Aero and Next Gen Acela fleet. I'm not really sold on the seats. The leather looks pretty thin and hard, and yeah, to be fair, you're not going to be sitting in the cafe for super long, but still, it should be comfortable, and it's one of those things where I'd actually have to sit down to see how it feels. To be fair, these come from that July 2025 presentation, so the design has probably changed since then. I do really like the digital display that shows you the next stop, ETA, the weather, and time though. As for the coaches,
they brought back reclining seats, baby!
The seats on the older cars are very cushioned and reclined, but the Venture cars are pretty hard, and the only way to recline, I guess, is sliding the seat cushion out. As someone with scoliosis, this is pretty rough on my back. There's no lumbar support at all. At least with the new cars, the seats look more cushioned and you've got a head and leg rest. There's places to hold your phone, tablet, or laptop, and I'm sure we'll have USB and wall outlets to charge our devices. I'm hoping the trays have some kind of physical latch like the older cars or Next Gen Acela, because the magnets in the Venture cars aren't very good at holding the trays in place. Plus, they were apparently messing up electronic devices. The new coaches also have places to store a wheelchair and luggage, and the digital info display is at both ends of the car. This 2x1 arrangement is apparently the premium coach based on the file name. Maybe this is some kind of business class they'll be offering on select routes? The restrooms and showers look pretty nice, decent amount of space, better lighting and interior design. I dig the blue tile wall. Amtrak's improved the vestibules quite a bit too. Looks way better than the old, what I'm gonna call rattle cage design. Now that's all Amtrak has shown so far. We're still missing renderings for the baggage car, dining car, and exteriors. I imagine the exteriors are gonna look something like Via Rail's concept art for their new cars given the similar window design, and I'd be pretty happy with this. They'd look pretty sharp in Phase 7 paint. The baggage car is probably going to be similar to the Viewliner 2 design, and I'm hoping the diner looks similar to Via Rail's concept. Something that'll really bring back the days of classy and comfortable rail travel. Sprinkle in some scenic Amtrak photos and art and that'll really add some prestige, like, yeah, we're proud to be America's railroad. All in all, I think Amtrak has a pretty good idea on their hands. Now it's a question of who's gonna build these. Realistically, it's probably gonna be Siemens, but maybe Alstom or CAF USA, or a mysterious fourth builder, aka me. I'm building these cars in my backyard, so please be patient, I'm trying my best! Given most of Amtrak's newest equipment has come from Siemens, they'd probably want to standardize their fleet for ease of maintenance. However, I'm concerned about the reliability of Siemens given all of the mechanical, electrical, and software issues Amtrak's had with their locomotives and passenger cars. Amtrak is hoping to select a car builder by the end of 2027, so until then, we've got a lot of time to ask questions and speculate. Trains are definitely going to be longer with the reduced capacity of single-level cars, and I can see some stations needing longer platforms lest Amtrak spot the train several times over and probably cause delays. Now, could I see myself riding these new cars long distance? Absolutely, but I'll need to actually ride these cars to get the full experience. What do you think about these new designs? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not an expert in ADA accommodations or engineering, so maybe there's something I missed. Amtrak's been going through some tough times recently, but I'm optimistic and I like to believe they're on the right track to success in the face of record ridership. Thank you to my channel members. Special thanks to Tommy Rosini, Grand Canyon Studios, Amtrak Fan 19, The Warrior Cats Train Enthusiast, 281 Productions, Aspen, SM4, Baptiste Bird, Catch Me Outside, Stormy Pios, and Train Simulator for subscribing to the Conductor tier. Your extra support means a lot and goes a long way in helping me. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in another video.